In big cities in recent years, these adverts are hard to miss. Shen Yun is a spectacular dance extravaganza with hundreds of shows worldwide on every tour. On stage, traditionally clad dancers accompanied by an orchestra. But this troupe is in fact a front of a movement, Falun Gong or Falun Dafa, which has strange beliefs, like levitation.
Si une personne veut l'éviter, à mon avis, il n'y a rien de plus simple.
And potentially dangerous, as another claim is miracle healing. Practitioners, even doctors, claim to have been cured of possibly fatal diseases, such as cancer. Former followers agreed to speak with us.
Most everything I did was monitored. Anything I said could be reported.
Members without whom Shen Yun shows would not exist. Many Falun Dafa members send their children there.
It was rough in the beginning because obviously I didn't want to do it and my mom kind of forced me.
But today, former Shen Yun dancers are seeking justice. Plaintiffs endured serious injuries without medical care, isolation from their families, and threats of death. In under 20 years, through Shen Yun, Falun Gong has built a financial empire. Because when you buy a ticket to their show, you unknowingly support the spiritual movement's growth. In France, they rely on a small association, discreetly tied to Falun Gong, which has accessed Parisian public schools. We investigate Falun Gong's highly lucrative front. In December 2025, Shen Yun's New World Tour kicked off. A voyage through time to the heart of eternal China. And it is a worldwide hit. In the first 6 months of 2026, 8 Shen Yun troops will travel the world, notably excluding China. 700 dates in around 20 countries. Of these, 99 are in France and 26 are in Germany. The shows are promoted in a blaze of publicity. A show that really matters. A hype campaign online users joke about. I think we all agree the Shen Yun marketing team deserve a raise. These ads are everywhere, even though nobody knows a damn thing about it. And indeed, Shen Yun is much more than a simple dance show. A front for a spiritual movement that currently faces grave accusations. This is the Chinese man behind Shen Yun, Li Hongzhi. Originally, this man founded Falun Gong, also known as Falun Dafa. The practice, melding Qigong with meditation, is outwardly based on 3 pillars, which are widely accepted: truth, generosity, and patience. Founded in China in 1992, it was an instant success, attracting up to 70 million followers nationwide, according to Falun Gong. This alarmed the ruling Chinese Communist Party to the point that they banned it in 1999.
Ces images ont été tournées avec la plus grande discrétion et bien sûr à l'insu des autorités chinoises, dans les bus des dizaines d'adeptes qui ont été rassemblés dans un stade par la police.
Mass arrests, imprisonment. According to Falun Dafa, practitioners were abducted by China's regime to sell their organs. The founder, Li Hongzhi, fled to the US near New York, where he created Shen Yun's shows. That's why Falun Gong bears an intense hatred for the Chinese Communist Party.
Avant le communisme, l'histoire de la Chine était glorieuse. Mais des décennies de destruction, d'imposture et de violence ont presque détruit les valeurs de toute une nation
But when we looked behind the mask, we discovered a conspiratorial movement. Starting with founder Li Hongzhi's speeches. On the movement's website, he expounds on his thoughts for hours. Practitioners are thus supposedly able to levitate.
Il n'y a rien de plus simple. Dès que ton grand circuit céleste est ouvert, tu seras capable de t'élever dans les airs. C'est aussi simple que cela.
And also that aliens are already among us.
Ces extraterrestres viennent à leur gré et s'en vont d'eux-mêmes. Peut-être qu'en une seconde, ils retournent à leur place et qu'une seconde plus tard, ils reviennent.
Fanciful ideas and also deeply conservative dogma, as seen on this other Falun Dafa website. Sexual relations must only occur as part of a monogamous, heterosexual marriage. The movement claims to have performed miraculous healings, even for the gravest illnesses. Practitioners, including doctors, reported they had been cured of possibly fatal diseases, such as cancer. A principle so deeply held that some members refuse medical treatment and sometimes pay the price. Such as Rob Gray, a Falun Gong member from 2008 to 2024, who suffers Crohn's disease. He kindly spoke to us.
I myself have suffered a lot. In the last 2 years, I've had to have a huge amount of hospital and medical assistance. I've actually had 8 unplanned emergency hospital visits because of ill health. And a lot of this is actually, when I was a practitioner, I just routinely refused to get medical treatment.
A friend of his even died of untreated cancer.
Not only was he resisting medication, but he was also constantly sharing with me how depressed he was and about how he felt that this was all happening because he hadn't fulfilled his mission as a practitioner. He hadn't cultivated Li Hongzhi's Falun Gong well enough.
For its part, the movement assures Falun Gong teachings do not prohibit nor discourage taking medicine. However, in the US, 6 former Shen Yun artists filed a complaint in 2024 claiming lack of access to healthcare. In or around 2016 or 2017, plaintiff Chang sustained a serious injury in the arch of her foot and couldn't walk. Defendants told plaintiff Chang she needed to pray to feel better, and they did not take her to see any doctors or offer medical care. Supernatural powers, distrust in modern medicine. Added to a climate of surveillance and denunciation, claims Lila Zhao, former violinist who, after 5 years, left Shen Yun in 2019. She speaks here for the first time.
I'm not eating together with them because what they're talking is always like, who did something wrong? Like that. I don't like to listen to that all the time.
As a result, she found herself excluded.
Most everything I did was monitored. So like anything I said could be reported. And then they would hold meetings to criticize me.
Sometimes deviating from doctrine can even lead to expulsion. Ostracism is a form of social death. This happened to Simone Gao. In 2024, she was excluded after 20 years in the movement, allegedly for not cutting ties with a former member. A note about it was published by Falun Gong. We ask practitioners in all regions to be vigilant and avoid being misled or disturbed by these individuals, and to follow the Fa as one's teacher. A directive that would have direct impact on her life.
I would say 99% of my social network are Falun Gong practitioners. I think it's difficult to, lose all your friends. For your entire 1/4 of your life that you have been just living in this circle, and then you have zero friends.
For their part, Shen Yun assured us that people are free to join or leave this faith, and maintaining relationships between people is entirely a personal choice. Testimonials from former members are rare. Most Falun Gong members, though the number is unknown, don't speak up and stay loyal. From these families, Falun Gong recruits many of its artists. One of these dancers was recruited against his will, as he openly says on YouTube.
So my mom was really into Shen Yun and into like classical art. So she's like, I want you to join. I'm like, no, I don't want to join. So she was like, okay, I'll trick him. So what she did was she actually told me we were coming to New York for vacation. We went to the audition. I didn't know I was going to be auditioning. I was like, okay, mom, what's going on? And then she was like, you stay here. We'll ship your stuff over.
A recruitment method worrying relatives who are not in Falun Gong. A French woman agreed to speak with us. Her parents suddenly sent her little brother to the US in 2023 to train as a dancer. He was 13 years old.
Fin mai, en fait, il est parti aux États-Unis. Il n'avait pas terminé son année de 5e encore. Sa journée type qu'il me décrit, c'est qu'il a 7 heures de cours de danse, mais avec des entraînements en plus, parfois jusqu'à minuit. Il y a des comportements qui peuvent faire penser à une secte, en fait. Je pense que pour le côté, on va dire, dans cette pratique Falun Gong, j'ai abandonné. Je peux rien faire. Depuis petit, ils pratiquent tous les jours, ils regardent des dessins animés sur ça. Enfin, ils grandissent dans cet environnement avec les 2 parents qui pratiquent.
And once in a troupe, some suffer mistreatment. Also claim a series of surveys from the New York Times in 2024. Behind the pageantry of Shen Yun, untreated injuries and emotional abuse. And the 2 suits filed against Shen Yun. Former troupe members especially criticized training schedule that runs 15 hours per day, at least 6 days a week. Plaintiffs endured serious injuries without medical care, isolation from their families, and threats of death, humiliation, and physical and psychological harm. The former dancers say Shen Yun is a huge commercial enterprise that has generated hundreds of millions of dollars via forced child labor of vulnerable minors. Because of their young age, performers cannot have joined or participated in Shen Yun or Falun Gong voluntarily. Asked about the suit, Shen Yun replied to us, "The pleadings referenced in your question contain numerous false and scandalous allegations to extort large sums of money and bankrupt Shen Yun. While the methods are now under fire, financial results speak volumes, as evidenced by their American tax returns between 2011 and 2024. From $8 million in revenue 14 years ago, today the show earns up to $51 million per year. This has allowed Shen Yun to accumulate $290 million in assets. Starting with the troupe and Falun Gong's headquarters, covering 170 hectares near New York. A financial achievement largely thanks to the members' involvement in organizing the tours. On their ticket website, the shows are handled by local producers. Their common feature, they are local associations of Falun Dafa. They take care of marketing, advertising, and sale of tickets. In France, the producer doesn't disclose its connection. It is the Sacred Lotus Association. On its website, it presents itself as a non-profit organization aimed at promote the richness and beauty of traditional Chinese culture. But there is no mention of Falun Dafa or Falun Gong. The Sacred Lotus even intentionally obscures things. Until our inquiry, The legally required disclaimer was missing, and no creator was given credit. The only clue is this phone number. We found it on the French Falun Dafa Information Center site. What is the French Shen Yun tour's revenue? The Sacred Lotus's accounts are not public, so we will use an estimation. According to Shen Yun's American tax returns, the 2024 tour earned more than $33 million, or 31.3 million euros, for the organization. That's an average of 38,642 euros per show that year. Based on the number of French shows in 2025, the Sacred Lotus would have paid approximately 3.4 million euros that year alone to the Shen Yun and Falun Gong headquarters. A taxable amount in France, according to the civil service. But based on our findings, a tax audit demanded they pay a tax adjustment of several million euros. Sacred Lotus lodged an appeal with the Paris Administrative Court, which confirmed that the case is under review. When asked about it, the Sacred Lotus didn't reply. Our investigation revealed another activity run by this group in schools, run by the city of Paris. We traced 3 public contracts awarded to the association in 2015, 2017, and 2021. For 10 years, the Sacred Lotus has been organizing after-school activities. Through social media, we found former workers recruited by the association. They led origami workshops, the art of paper folding, and beginner Chinese courses. But Paris City Hall didn't seem to have realized that behind the Sacred Lotus was the religious Falun Gong movement. Until an incident at a school in 2022. We asked the City Hall about them, and they mentioned an incident during a workshop. A speaker gave goodies to the kids linked to the Falun Dafa Falun Gong movement. Paris City Hall claims to have set the association straight and reminded its leadership to respect neutrality and secularism. It reportedly contacted the Interministerial Mission for Vigilance and Action Against Sectarian Aberrations to discuss the detection of sectarian movements. Asked about this event, the Sacred Lotus assured us the document wasn't created, printed, or distributed by us. It was an isolated incident and didn't comply with the guidelines we provide to our workers. Yet a staff member hired by the Sacred Lotus tells us she was given Falun Dafa promotional materials.
Il m'avait donné un truc publicitaire, mais une espèce de petit lotus en origami. Et à ça était accroché, je pense, un truc sur l'association. Et je l'ai toujours.
She sent us a photo of the object. Here is the keychain. Falun Dafa is good. The city said it hasn't worked since 2025 with the association. Paris City Hall claims that the partnership earned the association 230,000 euros over the past 10 years. Meanwhile, the Shen Yun tour continues. Tickets for 2027 show dates are already on sale.